What is up, everybody? My name is Ben Kepler,
I'm Ben Yukonis.
and this is the Wombo Combo Show.
What's
Ben, the NFL has officially ruled this morning that NFL players can play flag football in the Olympics. Thoughts?
Oh boy, goody, yay! I'm not gonna watch.
I'm going to. Bro, I'd love to see Tyreek Hill go down there and just school everybody. America winning.
No, don't care about flag football at all. Zero.
Whatever.
I will not watch the Pro Bowl ever again. I will not be watching flag football during the Olympics. Just not doing it. Just not doing it. Not gonna do it.
Guys, let us know in the comments. What do you think? Are you excited to watch Olympic flag football with NFL players in it, or are you like Ben over here and you're like, dude, I don't care.
No, don't care at all,
Let me
man.
know. Ben, first thing I wanted to talk about, just briefly, an update. We had Brock Purdy signing his contract this week.
Yeah, big one.
A big
contract.
He also got a no trade clause in his contract, so it looks like he will be
Yeah, wow.
deciding his future, and the 49ers allowed that.
Hope the Niners got the right guy. He's been okay. He's been okay as a starter.
For Mr. Irrelevant.
You know, he had a lot of talent around him. Still does.
Yep.
Still does. In a way.
We'll see.
So,
Let us know what you guys think about that. Brock Purdy going big-time deal here with the 49ers, getting that no-trade
I
clause.
don't remember the exact numbers off the top of my head.
I don't know either. I believe it's 5 years, could be 4. Let us know in the comments what you think about it. Are you happy as a Niners fan? If you're a Niners fan out there, let us know. Other news, also 49ers related.
Yep.
Fred Warner signed a contract. This was, I believe, yesterday, Monday.
Yeah, it was yesterday.
Yep, he signed the biggest linebacker contract in the entire NFL. He's now the highest paid linebacker. This is a 3-year extension on that one. They didn't have numbers.
It was like 3 years, 60-some million extension.
When I got the update, it didn't have numbers on it. I just knew it was 3 years and that he was going to be the highest paid.
I know it's definitely a 3-year extension. So, he's going to be the highest paid middle linebacker
I think it's warranted.
in the NFL.
I think it's warranted. He played with a broken foot or something last year or the year before the entire season. Man's a freak. I think he's a great player. Guys, let us know what you think about that. Fred Warner, does he deserve to be the highest paid linebacker in the NFL?
Absolutely.
We think so.
He's arguably the best linebacker in the league right now.
When it comes to like a middle off the ball linebacker, yes.
Yeah.
Because it gets wishy-washy because I guess an edge is technically a linebacker.
Yeah, we're just going to call them edge rushers.
Right,
though.
exactly. But off the ball, yeah, Fred Warner, number one. I agree with you. Ben, other news that we had this week, Shador signed his contract. He's officially a Cleveland Brown. He's signed in. We had some rules that are potentially going to be decided on, voted on at the coaches and owners meetings.
They're going to be voted on later this week.
Some good ones.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. I think some of them, guys, are aimed to specifically hurt certain teams. And then there are others that are maybe just a little bit of a change up in the way that we look at the way things go. Ben, did you want to kind of hammer in on the ones that we thought were the biggest that were brought to the table?
Yeah, so the Packers are so far the leading man, the front man for the tush push to go away.
Yeah, the way they worded that, Ben, how funny. It says that it should be illegal for a player who is under the snap to be pushed by a player behind him when the first player is immediately receiving the ball at snap. You mean the tush push, right?
So, and like,
it was just funny how they worded
so
it.
I'm just going to start with my feelings about the play.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily like the play at all. It's just an ugly, boring play. It's like, oh, you get to the 1 yard line. This is what you're going to do to score the touchdown. We know. So, like, it's become that for me. But at the same time, the other team has the ability to stop it as well. There's just no one has stopped it for the Eagles' sake.
Tampa Bay, that's it. I think there was another team, too, but I don't remember who.
Yeah, there was one team that stuffed it.
It's Tampa. Tampa for sure is the one who is their kryptonite when it comes to that because of Vita Vea.
Yeah, for sure.
But there is another team who was brought to my attention during one of our shows recently that somebody brought up and was like, no, it's not just Tampa Bay. But for me, Tampa Bay, Vita Vea is the killer of the tush push. He's the only one who's been able to stop it. I mean, look at him. He's massive. What other rules were brought to the table? What other things are there switch ups on?
Quick shout out to LG and Scott Metal Misfits or whatever.
Oh, Scott, what's up, man? And LG, what it is, homie. I seen you
What's
doing
good,
your
bro?
Madden tournament or your Madden 2v2s last night. We got to link up and do some of that, bro. That'll be real fun. Maybe I'll play with Ben.
Maybe. We'll
Maybe,
see.
if I don't get too frustrated with him.
No, if I don't get too frustrated with the game.
True. True. Scott, we got to get you in our league as well, man. I'll have to shoot you a message. I know that we've been battling back and forth to get a hold of each other on that. But other rules. There was a couple other rules.
There was one more that was presented
Okay.
by the Lions to change the playoff format
Yeah.
a little bit.
I'm 50-50.
Because their argument for it was like, well, if we would have lost to the Vikings, we would have been the 5th seed, blah, 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 blah.
No,
I like the way the playoff. I mean, I don't get me wrong. I bitch and complain whenever, a team that wins a division at 7-10 or 8-9 or whatever. Like, yeah, that part
kind of stinks.
kind of stinks.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, they won their division. They have earned that home playoff game. So
Shout out the AFC or NFC South.
Yeah.
NFC South. That's what I was
South.
thinking of.
Yeah,
Just
NFC
9-8, 8-9.
yeah.
Yeah.
And AFC South, honestly.
True. Yeah.
So, but I'm not for just going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like NBA style.
Okay.
I'm not for that. I
All right.
like the first round. The division winner gets the home playoff game.
Me too.
I'm interested though in a reseeding after the wild card round. That would be cool.
Okay. Okay. All right. Guys, let me know what you think about that. So you would start out, Ben, just to kind of like pick your brain on this idea. You would say that everybody gets their original NFL the way it is seating at the moment. Then as we go into, it's the divisional round second, you would go into the divisional round and it would change up the seating in some way, shape, or form?
then it can go
By
by
standing?
record, by standing.
record?
Yeah,
Okay.
by record standing.
Okay. Okay. I could see
So,
that potentially.
I like that. I like that a lot, actually.
I just feel that in one way, shape, or form could either cause mismatches or maybe make them better in certain situations, but more often than not, it would make it that if, the 4 seed who is 8-8, who won their division, now would play
In a away game.
the number one no matter
so
what.
so like this is how I would see it happening. So like say like the Bills are the 2nd seed and the Chargers are the 7th seed.
Okay.
But the Chargers have a better record than the 4th seed. Let's just say it's the Texans.
Okay. Okay.
If the Chargers were to beat the 2-seeded Bills, in their own retrospect, they have also earned a playoff game at home for beating the top seeded team that at the time. And so they would then reseed, put them, in the order of the record.
It'd be hard to do this. This is very.
It would be. That's why the NFL, they hire these people and they figure it all out.
I just see us getting rid of everything that's back here, and you being like Charlie Day in that Always Sunny in Philadelphia episode, and you've just got strings running to different pictures up against the wall, trying to tell us who's going to the playoffs and where they'll be playing. Guys who are in chat today, I see you guys liking along as we go. That is awesome. We really appreciate you. There was one more rule change that we kind of wanted to bring to the table. I got it.
Yeah, you got it.
This is the Eagles. They want to change the overtime rules for regular seasons.
Oh,
sorta.
Yes. Yeah.
So
Sorta.
what they want to do is this. They want to take out that if the team who gets the kickoff gets a touchdown, the game's over in regular season.
Yes.
They want to make it just like overtime, that the other team gets another chance, gets a chance still to then also get a touchdown.
Yeah, so make it the same as the playoff rules.
Right. There is even as much as they've talked about, what if they make it like this, where the first team gets a touchdown, they go for 1, they have to go for 1, and then the second team gets an opportunity, they get a touchdown, but they have to go for 2, and then that calls the game.
Yeah.
Do you want that actually sounds pretty decent.
Just go back to sudden death, man.
Sudden death.
Yeah, just go back to sudden death. I'm so sick of I didn't get the ball again. I didn't get the ball. We didn't get the ball again in overtime. What gives, man? No, dude. Like you put out a defense there to stop the other team from scoring, right? Have your defense stop the other team from scoring.
I hear you. I think that it isn't fair. Sudden death.
Okay. All right. Okay. Sudden
Producer
death, no
Paul,
field goal.
'cause
Yeah.
I don't think they could hear him. He said they should do sudden death with no field goals.
Okay.
I could get.
All right, yeah.
I could get with that.
Totally behind that.
Because here's the problem. A, it comes down to a coin flip for one team, which really sucks. And then B, situationally, I know this isn't in every situation, but situationally, the defense could have just been out on the field before that coin flip and stopped the other team, and now are the tired ones.
football, baby.
I understand that, but I like what the I like what the Eagles are bringing forward because I like extra ball. I like overtime. The fifth quarter is a fun time to watch football.
I like extra ball too, but like at the same point, let's stop crying about because I didn't get the ball in overtime.
I guess.
Like it's just I don't know, man. Stop them.
Let me ask it to you like
It's
this.
the same with the banning of the tush push. I don't know. Stop it. Like,
Let me ask it to
I
you
hate
like
watching
this.
it, but just stop it. You can stop the play.
Do you remember when the Buccaneers played the Chiefs this last season? Went to overtime. Baker went out. He called heads. It was tails. He rose his head in the air and went like this
Yeah.
because he knew he had already lost.
Yeah.
They just want to get rid of that. Don't
I understand.
you?
I understand. Dude, I get it. You know, it's just it is what it is.
I think it's a crappy aspect.
It's a shit option. I think, but I think these new overtime rules are shit options too.
Okay.
So like, I think they're worse than just sudden death. I honestly think it's worse.
We got Adam in YouTube chat saying he's got the scoop.
Oh, Adam.
He's got the scoop.
What skibbity scoop you got for us? Our insider Adam always coming forward with some news before the news
What's the little
gets
scoop?
out. Hude, I see you in chat. What is up, homie? How are you this afternoon? Big sketty in the chat. Ben, there were some other things that I wanted to talk about outside of those rule changes. You're getting a little heated there about them rule changes.
Hey man, I'm football passionate about.
Yeah, no wonder you throw a lawnmower through Hude's power lines. Anyways, that's if you become a subscriber of the show, you'll know what we're talking about. We have a lot of fun in our Discord. But I wanted to talk about a rookie quarterback who is starting to turn heads at minicamp here. We have Jalen Milroe.
Yeah.
They're talking about potential
Could come in and take over the job.
take a little jabber from you, Sammy
take
boy.
the job away from Sam Darnold.
Yeah. I don't think it's very hard to take a job from Sam Darnold.
I don't think it's that hard either.
Just going to throw that out there. But we did mention this right after he got drafted that do we remember the last time that the Seahawks drafted a quarterback in the third round and also signed a big money quarterback in the offseason that same season? Matt Flynn, Russell Wilson. So is this the same dynamic, same scenario? We'll find out.
I mean, history will repeat itself.
And it could. Guys, let us know what you think. Do you think Milroe has a chance to beat out Sam? Now, I'm not talking week one before the season, but I'm saying, do you think that Milroe has a chance to end up the starter as soon as Sam Darnold starts screwing up a bunch? Let us know. What did Adam have in chat for us?
All right, let's see.
He's got a Scooby-Doo for us this afternoon.
Colts and Little Mystery Team are working on a deal for a QB.
Mystery team working on a deal for a QB.
The Colts are looking to get a quarterback from somebody. Also, the Browns' current depth chart at QB is Pickett,
Yep.
Gabriel, Flacco, Shadur Sanders.
Shadur Sanders is last.
Fourth.
They did
on
announce
the depth chart.
Small hands Kenny Pickett will start OTAs as the quarterback for the Browns. They announced that this morning. That is hilarious. Steelers fans out there, let us know what you think about that. Browns fans out there, let me know what you think about that. And you know what? Shadur Sanders, I knocked into your mic. Shadur Sanders fans, also, let us know what you think about that. I think that's pretty crazy that he's at the bottom. It kind of expected, though. He was the last one drafted, and Joe Flacco, everybody knew wasn't going to be the starter.
And plus, Kenny Pickett is a Super Bowl quarterback, Super Bowl winning quarterback.
Yeah.
Did
he is.
did have a pass attempt, which is more than Dak, Josh Allen,
Ooh.
Lamar Jackson.
I got a couple comments in here. LG, who loves Milrow to begin with, he says that Milrow finna shock the world. I kind of agree with him. I think that Milrow is going to be a lot better than expected. King Clark in chat, what's up, homie? First time I've seen you in here. Glad to have you today. He says, will my Cowboys win a Super Bowl in the next 5 years?
No,
No.
no,
No, they won't.
no.
They beat the Steelers in a Super Bowl, and somehow that cursed them. I don't know. Maybe they touched a terrible towel after the game.
Maybe.
Whatever it is.
Yeah, no, I don't see them winning a Super Bowl in the next 5 years.
Nope. Sorry. Do the Minnesota Vikings have a Super Bowl win? I don't think so.
No,
Scott would
no,
know. I'm pretty
no.
sure Scott would know that answer.
Nope.
Yeah, they don't. They
Yeah.
lost the Steelers like twice, didn't they?
Yeah, and like Super Bowl
The first one we won.
12 or 11 or something like that.
Other things that were going on, guys, I just kind of wanted to make sure that I covered all the little bits and pieces that were happening through the NFL this week. We had Chris Olave. Like, we talked about this last week.
We did a little bit.
Before the rumors were actually out, because we were
Yeah.
like, what if we could get Chris Olave? And it seems like the Steelers must watch the Wombo Combo show, because they did make a call this week to the
Yeah.
Saints.
Multiple teams called in about Olave.
Multiple teams watched the Wombo Combo show and then called the Saints, guys. And they're asking about the availability of Chris Olave. Kind of want to go over with you guys just real quickly in the chat and in the comments here. Let me know, what do you think that Chris Olave is worth if you were to trade a pick? Ben, I'm saying third or fourth round pick, depending on if you're a good team or if you're a bad team. If you're a team that makes the playoffs, you're given a third round pick. If you're a team that doesn't make the playoffs or barely makes the wild card, you're giving a fourth. Opinion?
Before I answer that question, let me ask you one question.
Sure.
Who is better, George Pickens or Chris Olave?
George. Yeah, depends. They're different wide receivers.
Yeah.
They're completely different wide
So,
receivers.
yeah, completely different wide receivers with completely different issues. One's a head case. One actually hurts his head.
Yeah, one doesn't have a head. one
So,
doesn't have a
like-
head and one blows his head.
So, with the value that the Steelers got for Pickens, I think would be similar, if not less,
Less.
for
So
Olave.
like a fourth.
Like a fourth.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah,
Maybe
like a fourth
a
round
third and like late round swaps.
pick. A third. Yeah, okay. I would say, yeah, a third and late round swaps, but that was what Pickens was.
Yeah, I know. It would be equal.
So maybe
Equal to or less. It wouldn't
So-
be equal to or greater. It would be equal or less.
almost, you're saying it'd be like a, for sure, fourth or later, but fourth and swaps.
Yeah.
Would probably be the best.
Yeah, there'd be
Best.
late round swaps
Okay.
involved as well.
Olave for a fourth. Guys in chat, let me know what you guys think about that. I think that a late third or an early fourth is the answer. We do have some more questions in chat. Man, a lot of questions about specific teams. We had a question here. Will the Falcons win their division this season? That's from Gooey. Gooey, how you doing, bro?
I mean, it's the NFC South.
See. Here's my thing.
I mean,
anyone can win the NFC South.
Yeah.
Personally, I think that you honestly have a chance, Gooey. I think your team's looking a lot nicer than it
It's been
was.
up for grabs for years now, every year. Like,
They got some really great edge rushers in the draft. the
Yeah, they
Falcons.
do,
They
they
got
do.
my favorite one in James Pierce Jr. So Gooey, I think Falcons have the best chance to win their division they've had in probably about 5 years. Ben, agree? Yeah. Since before Ritter,
Yeah.
since Matty Ice got bad.
Yeah, I think it's going to be them or Tampa.
Gooey, appreciate you for the follow. Couple other ones in here. Scott says, will my Packers win one in the next 5 years? The Packers winning a Super Bowl in the next 5 years?
Man, they are in a tough division right now too.
They are. I could see the Packers making it to a Super Bowl in the next 5 years or an NFC championship game under Love. They have to get they have to either Matthew Golden has to be an elite wide receiver and we just don't know it yet, or they have to acquire an elite wide receiver. In my mind, I see Golden as very good. I don't see him as a take over the field wide receiver. I see him as like maybe Jalen Waddle.
Or Watson can finally stay healthy.
Stay healthy. Yeah, a lot of you guys have been checking out our content about Watson this week and giving us your opinion on him. Some good, some bad.
Yeah.
Some wishful thinking. So a lot of wishful thinking. Actually, a lot of Packers fans out there say that they like Watson. He gets injured and he drops the ball a good bit. So they don't have an elite wide receiver. Answer 5 years, Packers. Super Bowl?
I'll say yes.
Okay, I'm gonna
say yes.
I'll say they make an NFC Championship game at best. Scott just wanted to reiterate that the Vikings have a big old goose egg. He's a Packers fan, so they have a big old goose egg at Super Bowls.
Yeah.
The Vikings. He
And
just wanted
so
to
I
remind us
just
of
don't
that.
trust J.J. McCarthy to be there.
Terry, yes.
Be the guy to take him to the bowl.
He did release his news. He was talking about the Colts working on a trade for a quarterback, and then the Browns, which we talked about a little bit this morning in the Discord there. But the Browns getting Kenny Pickett as their starting quarterback in OTAs. He's listed as their starting quarterback. That's what he had for us in the Red App chat, since I can't really say that one out loud. Ben, was there anything else that you wanted to cover in regards to news that had happened this week? And yeah, I'm trying to get my chat to go down so I can see the questions, but unfortunately, it just doesn't want to.
See, I wasn't having that. I had the same problem.
It like literally it just doesn't want to show me the chat. There we go. It is updated. Absolutely. Save Ferris says Bears. Oh my goodness gracious. There we go. Should have brought my mouse. Bears signed Thune a 2-year extension and opened cap space. Trey Hendrickson for a third pick. I don't think Ferris. I don't think that is enough value. I could see that Trey Hendrickson could go to a team for a second, but I really think he's worth a late first-round pick, given that he's 30 years old.
You think he's the first to get Henderson?
Yeah, he was the leading sacker last season and the most pass, whatever it's called,
I ain't
hurries.
giving up a first for Trey Hendrickson.
Well, you're not a GM.
No, but I.
Are you giving up a first for TJ Watt?
It's different. TJ Watt's a freaking game wrecker.
Statistically, Trey Hendrickson was better than him.
In sacks, but he's not like not a guy who can completely change the outcome of a game.
For sure. I can agree with you there.
I
I don't know. Trey Hendrickson to the Bears would be a decent one. I think that if you're a Bears fan, man, the one that the player that I think is going to the Bears in the near future is Nick Chubb. I think Nick Chubb signs with the Bears within the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I honestly do.
And our boy Adam agrees with me. Second, because of the contract for Hendrickson.
Because he needs a
Yeah,
contract.
because he needs a contract.
Yeah.
And he's also 30.
Well, edge rushers, I mean, they usually play until they're about 35 years old. I mean, Von Miller's 37. He's playing.
He's on the down slope of his career
Oh,
now.
for sure. He's 37 years old.
No, even Hendrickson.
Hendrickson? How?
He's 30. He's on the down slope of his NFL career. He's only going to probably play 3-4 more years.
I guess so. I guess you're
Like,
right.
maybe 5.
Houday.
Like,
Houday says in chat, excuse me, Hendrickson is also a game wrecker.
no, he's not, bud.
That's all he's got for you on that one. Scott says he agrees on Chubb. Ferris says Chubb is a good ad. Yeah, I think that he's the one who comes in to compliment Swift. I know you guys got somebody in the late rounds, 5th, 6th round, but you need another decent running back in that room. For Trey Hendrickson, let's talk about that here for a second. What do you think is the best fit for him and realistically where he ends up? It is clearly not Cincinnati. If you watch the interview with him in Cincinnati
he's done.
media,
He's
he
done.
doesn't want to be there.
Yeah.
He's offended. He doesn't want to be in town anymore. Guys in chat, let me know where you think Trey Hendrickson ends up. Ben, what is your guess?
I still like the Lions.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I like the Lions.
I would, if me personally, I would like to see him go to the Lions.
Lions or, hear me out, Raiders. If it is the Raiders,
Or the Raiders would be.
the
a good
Raiders'
one, too.
second-round pick is a high second-round pick. So I could meet you in, I guess Adam said in one of our comments here, or one of our chats, that he says that it isn't a first-round pick. I think a second-round pick, a high second-round pick for Trey Hendrickson would also be decent.
Yeah.
I think that's doable. That is the Raiders, because, I mean,
Well,
theoretically speaking.
Adam says he's going to be a Colt.
Yeah, Adam is also a Colts fan.
I
so.
understand. Yeah, but when has that man been wrong?
We shall find out. Scott says, please pick the Packers. It sounds like every NFL team who isn't the Steelers kind of wants Trey Hendrickson on the team. A lot of the national media has been talking about him going back to the Saints. That's where he started. That's where he came from to start his career. They need one, sort of. The Saints suck.
Yeah, the
that's
Saints
why I don't. That's
are-
why
a
slowing
dumpster
down my
fire.
words. I'm like, damn, no, Saints
Yeah,
suck.
yeah,
Sorry,
they
Saints
bad.
fan. The team is not looking real good this
They
year.
bad.
It says that Robo joined the live. What do you think the chances are that that's actually Robo? Probably 0.
0 chance.
Anyways, James says he thinks he's going to the Colts too. A couple people in chat think he's
All
going to the
right.
Colts. Ferris says, I do think the Bears are on the table. Bears have all their picks. Saints are awful. Ferris, you're not wrong, especially about the second part. The Saints are awful. Even if they would have had Derek Carr this year, they were still awful.
Yeah.
like
they have an aging Camara.
who they just signed to an extension.
Yeah, it's just
Olave
can't
stay healthy.
keep his head on
'cause
straight.
his quarterback ruined
Gets him killed.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's just
The Bears says the Bears are in win now mode, and I do agree with him that what the Bears are trying to do.
it wouldn't be a bad move for the Bears to go. get
Seriously,
Hendrickson.
I know that Ferris. I've been trying to play devil's advocate to your idea of him going to the Bears, but honestly, pretty good idea if you get. This is what they're doing, and this is what the Steelers tried to do with Kenny Pickett, and it failed so bad. They got a rookie quarterback in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
He's cheaper than any other quarterback could possibly be. Hopefully, this guy's really good. We're gonna get everybody else around him.
Yeah,
We did that for Kenny, and he sucked.
yeah, it would.
Yeah.
I mean, but-
Also, Deontay Johnson was wide receiver 1. It's horrible.
yeah. So, but I mean,
Other than that, though,
it could. I mean, it'd be a good upgrade for their edge rush for sure.
no, it definitely would. They got Sweat on the opposite side.
Yeah.
They
The
just
other
acquired him from the Commanders, not the season that just happened, but the one before. So he's a great defensive player, and they also have great interior defensive linebackers. They also have a great secondary. I mean, let's be
real
honest.
good one with Edmonds.
Bears only need an edge rusher, and then they're probably a top 3 defense in the NFL. Like if you on paper.
You think so? They
On
could be.
pa- man, they're good.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they got guys.
They do.
They got some guys.
The guys
but
have to perform, but yeah, that's what I mean. On paper, they're a top defense. That's my opinion on that.
not
Ferris
a top
says
defense last year.
no. Bears could go for Chubb and Hendrickson, add with some additional moves. Yeah, for sure. They could definitely continue to load up. Hude says, I'm not counting my Bengals out yet. Well, you should, dude. There's no way that Trey Hendrickson ends up back on the Bengals. Is it me? Live keeps sticking. Oh no, is it really? Okay. Hopefully it's just you, Ferris. Maybe the service isn't good right now. I know there's a big storm coming into the East Coast right now, and that's where we're at. So, it happened with the Jamar situation. It was nowhere near the same level, Alex, at all. With Jamar Chase. The Jamar Chase situation was nowhere near. First of all, Jamar Chase's college quarterback and one of his best buddies are on the team.
Yeah.
And then he's also very good friends with T. Higgins, which is the whole reason why T. Higgins re-signed to the Cincinnati Bengals to play with Joe and Jamar. Not the same. If you watch that interview, he literally seems offended to the point where he's like, I want to get my family. Like, this is my home, and you guys made it not my home. I see a couple comments popping up in the chat there. Anything new going on? I see a couple in there. I see.
Adam is just all caps. The Bears are not in conversation for Hendrickson. So let's just stop talking about him going to the Bears.
Yeah, we will find out. Soman, thank you for liking the live. Appreciate that, man. Scott says the live looks clean for him. Perfect. Other than that, though, I kind of wanted to go over each division just real quickly and get from you who you think the winner of each division will be in 2025.
Okay.
So
Let's go.
I'm going to start out. We've been talking about the Bears a lot. So we're going to start with the NFC. And we're going to start with the NFC North. Very hard division. Scott in chat, Packers fan. A couple Bears fans in chat. Me, a former Lions fan who's abandoned them for the Carolina Panthers. I don't think anybody in here is a Vikings fan, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Someone says, go Birds. All right, dog. All right,
You know,
Eagles.
I'm going to say Packers this year.
Packers?
And if Love stays healthy, if he doesn't get hurt early
Okay.
last season,
Okay.
I feel like the Packers would also be, a 2-loss team.
Okay. NFC North, he's taking Packers to win the division this season. I'm going to stick with the Lions. Lions are
That's
great.
a good guess. That's a guess. That's a good guess. If I could speak, but no, I mean that would be my second choice. But I'm feeling the Pack this year.
our NFC North fans in chat. Scott says, "Let's go." Then we have Ferris says, "My order is Lions, Bears, Vikings, Packers." He's got Packers at the very bottom. James
no,
says Lions. He's with me on
Still
that
think
one.
the Bears are at the bottom of the division, but not like,
Bottom
5
barrel.
and 12 bottom. They'll be like 8 and 9.
Oh wow, not
Yeah.
playoff ready though.
Not playoff ready. Not just yet. Maybe.
Give
Maybe.
him a break, bro. Next, I want to bring another one up for you. This is going to be a little bit harder. This is the NFC West. Very, very open division. Team that was perennially the best, completely dismantled. The second best team, completely dismantled. The last one to win the Super Bowl, half dismantled. But they did get an all-star
NFC
wide receiver.
West.
I think it's the Rams. I'm going to throw that out there.
I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm sticking with the Rams.
Devontae Adams being added.
They got Adams. They still have Puka Nacua, Kyrie Williams. They brought back Matt Stafford.
Yeah, I think it's the Rams for the NFC West. What about the NFC South? Now, we talked a minute ago, a couple people in chat. James says the Rams as well. He agrees with us. Ferris says Bears could be second or third. We'll find out. Soman, Wombo, I'm going to be in town for the Open at Oakmont. We need to get beers. Soman, heck yeah, bro. That's coming up soon. Real soon.
I think it's this weekend.
No. It's sometime in July. But they are building.
I don't know.
They're building the stands and stuff for it right now. Scott says Tampa for the NFC South. That would be probably the most.
That's my gut guess. That's my gut guess.
They've won 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
So I love Baker.
So-
Baker's one of my favorite quarterbacks in the NFL right now. Love his comeback story.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with Tampa.
Tampa's
I'm gonna
probably
stick with
most
Tampa.
likely the
I
answer.
can't see Atlanta doing it again this year.
There's
I
possibility.
can squint and see it.
Yeah, right.
But it's just I think Tampa's gonna win the division.
Yeah, if it was up to me, I would say Tampa probably first, Atlanta second, Panthers coming in third, and then Saints would be last for me for the NFC South. Saints probably going to be closest to getting Arch Manning of anybody in the next draft. They might be the number one
So
pick.
my Carolina.
But that's where his grandpa played. So
Yeah.
well, it might actually end up working out. Last for the NFC, we have the NFC East, a division where the division winner changes every single season. Who has it this year, Ben?
Redskins.
Oh.
Hey, Commanders.
I honestly think it's the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys come out of left field. They
No.
come back great. They got George Pickens. They got Dak back. They don't have the greatest offensive line. I think Dak can make it work without a great offensive line. They have some fluky running backs, I understand, Miles Sanders and Javonte Williams. But I still think they surprise everybody. I don't like the Cowboys, so chat, who I've not looked at to see their reaction yet, don't kill me. I don't like the Cowboys, but it is destined that every year the NFC West has a different division winner, and it cannot. Or I'm sorry, East. Thank you. It's not the Giants. If it is the Giants, then I know nothing about football.
East. I thought you said
West. Scott says the Commanders.
We're two grown men in our 30s.
Yeah. No, it's in June. Okay. Yeah, so definitely. I will be going to the practice round. I'm going to end up getting tickets for the Oakmont Open. So maybe if you're there at the same time, dog, we'll have to link up, have a brewski together. AFC. We'll end with our team. Let's start with some. How about South?
Yeah, let's start South.
Yeah, what do you think about the South this season?
Oh man,
I know there's a lot. There's a few Colts fans watching, so be careful.
it's not going to be the Colts.
Yeah, I don't think so.
It's
Yeah.
not going to be the Colts. It's not going to be the Titans either. I think it's going to be the Texans again.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's going to be the Texans as well. I don't think the Titans immediately take off with Cam Ward. I'm not saying that I don't think Cam Ward's going to be good. I just think that they need to build more around him before he can be successful.
they still have a bad roster.
Yeah, I mean, Calvin
Tennessee.
Ridley is his best wide receiver. Yeah, maybe 8 years ago.
I mean, they did sign his buddy Restrepo.
Yeah, they do have Restrepo. He's obviously. Did they sign him, or is he just in practice camp?
They signed him as an
Okay.
undrafted.
Okay.
free
So yeah,
agent.
we'll see what he has. I mean, obviously he was the number one target of his at Miami. So I mean, there could be some
be
NFL
something there.
chemistry, but we'll have to find out when they get onto the field.
I doubt it. but-
Yeah, but for me, I think it's the Texans. I don't think that the Jaguars have more of a chance than not. And I only say this because every year that the Jaguars are like at the bottom of the barrel,
They come back.
they
and-
come back
yeah.
and they're great for a season, and then they're like, wait, we don't want to be good, and then they just go back to sucking and playing in London.
Yeah.
You know? So, anyways, yeah, I think for the AFC South, we're going to go ahead and tag it up for the Texans.
Yeah,
Next
Texans.
on my board for you, probably an easy one, right? AFC South or AFC West? It's got to be the Chiefs, right? Can't be the Broncos. I did tell everyone that I think the Broncos are going to get at least 10 wins this season, maybe 12. But I still don't think they're better than the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
You can't beat the all-powerful Mahomes, Lord and Savior Mahomes,
No.
or the referees.
I don't think Broncos can win the division. They'll get close.
The
It's going to be a close division this year in the West. Again.
Yeah,
it's going to be close.
I think it'll be close too. They obviously shown last year. They
And
said,
I'm going to say Chargers.
all right, let me know what you think about that in the chat, guys. Ben thinks that the Chargers are going to win the AFC South this season.
AFC West.
Yeah, man. You know, one day I'll know my directions. AFC West this season. I don't know about that one. It was really close, though. I will tell you this. AFC West sent 3 teams to the playoffs last season, so they are reputable.
Yeah.
I can't hate on them. I was talking today with one of my coworkers actually about the Chargers. We were talking about how Najee Harris is going to be incorporated into that offense. And I said, well, you watch, because they are not only going to incorporate him a lot, but they're going to have Omar and Hampton also running the ball left and right. They're going to have 2 guys constantly pounding the football. I think you're going to see good Chargers football this season. I agree with you. Better than the Broncos or the Chiefs? I don't know about that. I'm going to go Chiefs. He's going Chargers. Next division, Ben. The East. Who do you think takes the East? I think
Bills.
I'm going to throw it out there. I think the Patriots take the division.
No.
I think the New England Patriots take the
Bills,
division.
The Bills are going to win that division again.
Scott says the Raiders are taking the West.
Okay.
If Ashton Genty runs out of his shoes, Ben no ball. Time for Trevor to have a glow up. Ferris, I could see that. I could honestly, like I was saying, I could see them having another immaculate season, like the Blake Bortles year where they went to the AFC Championship game. Jalen Ramsey intercepting the ball left and right. They had AJ Bouye on the opposite side. They were really good.
That defense was stacked.
That defense was stacked. Craig Love is in the chat. Craig got to watch me crash out in Madden 2v2s the other day. He said he really enjoyed it. Craig, I'm glad you did, brother. Scott says he thinks the Patriots are going to win the division. You said Bills, right?
I did say Bills, yes.
I
think the Patriots can be a wild card team this year.
I think the Patriots get 10 wins.
Yeah, and I think the Bills are probably going to get 12.
Okay. Yeah, they did have a pretty good record last season. I just don't really love their wide receiver core. Craig says, crash out was epic. It was. I was going pretty hard on the crash out. Last division. Well, I want you to give me the whole order.
The whole order?
Yeah.
I'll give you the whole order.
So for the AFC North, Ben, give me your prediction of the standings. How's it going? Who's number 1?
On paper right now, everyone's healthy. It's going Ravens, Bengals, Steelers, Browns.
You know what? I'm going to tell you this. As much as that is reality, I am a Yinzer.
Yeah, I know.
And as much as I stay trying to be equal and not biased in my opinions, I'm going to tell you it like this. It's going to go Ravens, Steelers, Bengals, who have absolutely no defense, Browns, who deserve to be there for the rest of their lives for trading for Deshaun Watson. You losers. That's my take.
See, I think even though the Bengals don't have a defense, I understand that. They were still in the playoff race the entire year last year.
Because they won out all their games.
Yeah. So I just think with Joe Burrow and them signing Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, that's a 3-headed monster on offense. It's going to be hard to stop. So with that being said, I think they both go like 7-10.
Ha! What's my boy Matt saying over there in YouTube chat?
He's going Bengals, Steelers, Ravens, Browns.
See, now he's a Bengals fan. And I know he's a Bengals fan. And I used to work with him. He used to be one of my crew members back in the day. Now he's a little manager.
Yeah.
Trained
All
up through the system.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Anyways.
he used to wear Bengals
Yeah,
jerseys, and I used to be like, dude, get away from me. But I just have no faith in what the Bengals have put together on defense. And you know who else doesn't have faith in it? Their rookies that they drafted who are still not signed, guys. What is going on with the Bengals rookies? Still not signed. Maybe you should
Their
change
front
your
office is garbage.
Yeah, you need to change your rookie insurance policies to be like every other team so that this doesn't happen. This is embarrassing.
Yeah.
To be completely honest, you have your first and second round pick not playing. Did want to mention, as I talk a million miles an hour today, did you know that the second round pick, Demetrius Knight Jr. from South Carolina, who is on the Bengals soon, as soon as he signed, was a quarterback?
In high school, probably?
No, in college. He was a college quarterback who switched to linebacker. Yes, sir. I did not know that.
I did not know that either.
So maybe an extreme field general of the defense. We'll find out once he signs a contract. And the Bengals let him loose and the Steelers pick him up. Here's a good question from Ferris. He says, who gets cut? We've kind of talked about this. Who gets cut from the Browns? Is it Kenny Pickett, Joe Flacco, Shadur Sanders, or Gabriel? Or do they keep all four of them, make one an emergency practice squad, or two of them an emergency practice
one of them's
squads?
getting cut for sure.
You think so?
Most teams only carry 3 quarterbacks.
It's the Browns, bro. The Browns aren't
The
a normal
Steelers
team.
sometimes only bring 2.
And look where this has gotten us.
Yeah. Oh, man. Who gets cut?
I would say it's Gabriel. Because he's left-handed. Just down with the left-handed.
Yeah, I'll say.
I would say it's Gabriel. Joe Flacco is completely safe. I think Kenny Pickett's safe because they traded for him, right? But it would be between Kenny Pickett and Dylan
And the
Gabriel.
only reason why they're not going to cut Shadur Sanders is because of the owner.
It'll be a publicity stunt.
That was an owner pick. He's going to be on the team. He's going to be on the roster. Maybe not starting, but he's going to be on the roster.
Nordic has jumped in chat. He says, "Go Giants, best team in the NFL." What did Matt say in rebuttal? I see him typing back at us.
He just said, "Yeah, we're working on it." He hopes.
Well, yeah, the defense. We'll find out.
It's not good.
We will find out.
Not good.
Matthew Golden, 17.5 guaranteed, highest paid Green Bay wide receiver now. Scott didn't know that. For a rookie, he's the highest paid one. Well, I guess they're all on draft pick contracts. They're all
on
drafted to the
rookie
team.
deals.
So,
Yeah,
that would make sense.
all on
That's
rookie deals.
crazy. Producer Paul is giving me the look-sees here. Scott, I do want to hit your comment there because they're my basketball team. Go T-Wolves, starting their next series. I'm really hoping for them to win.
Who they got? Thunder, right?
They have the Thunder, yes. And then in the East, you have the Knicks taking on the Pacers. I know a lot of our viewers are Pacers fans, so for that sake, go Pacers. But in reality,
go Knicks.
Go T-Wolves. Let's go Ant. I think that our viewer Terry, I was talking to him a little bit about what bets to take tonight. And I told him to take Ant over 25.5. I like that.
Solid.
I like that a lot. Anyways, guys.
Solid.
With that, producer Paul is giving me the hurry up, dude. Steelers to improve the O-line protecting. We'll find out. Say Ferris, we'll find out. That's a scary thought. But do want to make sure, guys, smash that follow button. Make sure you're aware every time that we're going live, posting new content, things of that nature. We drop stuff throughout the week to have conversations with you about football, the thing that we love the most. Make sure that whether you're on this app or that app or whatever it is listening to us right now, smash that follow button, hit the like button. If you see our content out there, make sure to hit a share or smash a like, leave a comment. Let us know what you think about it. Until the next episode, peace out.
Peace.